Hello. I don't know why I'm posed like this. And this is a very odd setup, but oh well, we'll move. This isn't my first rodeo at a YouTube channel, so this is gonna be great. Hopefully no one I know in real life discovers this, because that would be embarrassing, but basically it's gonna be books, theatre, all that jazz. Let's also ignore the state of my hair. It's just been washed, so that's fun. So I thought that the first sort of video I'd do, considering it's January, would be like my to be read, like, immediate books that I want to have finished by the end of the year. So let me show you the pile. It is the TBR. There's about 6 books here that I want to have completed by the end of this year. So we shall talk through each one. So book number 1 is one that I've actually started. I think I've started 4 of these books and haven't finished, but this is like a brand new purchase. And it's In Memoriam by Alice Wynne, and I'm about 50 something pages in and loving it so far. It's a historical romance about 2 boys falling in love during the First World War, and already I'm hooked. The characters, loved right away. I got about 3 pages in and immediately fell in love with the world building, the characters, which is actually very difficult to do. And my favourite book is actually A Little Life, and that took me about 50 pages to get a favourite character. This one took me 3 pages and I had a favourite character, so setting up to be a good book, in my opinion. Sydney Elwood, I love you a lot. So we'll see where this will take us, and I'm very excited and very scared because it's going to be heartbreaking, but I like heartbreaking books. As one of my friends said, queer tragedy, like queer joy obviously, but queer tragedy hits 10 times harder, and I love angst. Angst is my brand. And the next book, which is also another one that I've started, is The Virgin Suicides. I can't pronounce the surname, I'm going to butcher it, so I'm not going to attempt. I am 29 pages into this, so I'm up to the 2nd chapter, and just lost motivation. It's a good book already. I just lost motivation, and I will continue it. I'm also listening to the audiobook as I read, because I did that with A Little Life, and it really helped me to immerse in it, because some books I don't need to, like In Memoriam, I don't need to listen to an audiobook because I'm so into it already, but with this one, because it's definitely tough subject matters. I mean, In Memoriam was also tough subject matters, but this one is also very much tough subject matters. It just helps listening to it, having it be read to me. And I will be watching the film afterwards, because I'm quite the movie buff, so I will be watching the film as well. So hopefully I can get this done this year, I'm determined. And the next one, it's also a book I started, which is If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. I started this last February, so it's been almost a year, and I've had it for over a year because I got it for my 19th birthday. And I am 30 pages into this one. Again, just lost motivation to read. And then I started reading A Little Life, and that consumed me for months. I read A Little Life in 10 days, and yet it still consumed me for like ages. So that's fun. But yeah, I'm determined with this one. Very determined, because everybody says it's beautiful, like it's brilliant, and my friends love it. And they're like, you need to finish it, you need to read it. I'm like, I know, I will. So definitely want to finish this one. And the next one is one that I haven't started, but I got it at the same time I got If We Were Villains, and that is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Now, I started The Goldfinch, didn't like it, so I'm like terrified that I'm not gonna like this, but everyone's like, it's got Dead Poets Society vibes, you're going to love it. Dead Poets Society is one of my favourite films ever, so I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. So I'm very excited for this one when I get around to it. Yeah. And the next one is also one that I haven't started yet, and that is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore. I think this came out last year. Yeah, this and I think In Memoriam both came out last year, and this one's got a sequel coming out this year. So hopefully I can read this, and like hopefully I like it enough that I will buy the sequel and also read that, because I think it comes out later this year, the sequel. But it's apparently a cute little romance. My guilty pleasure is romance. That's why when I saw In Memoriam was a historical romance, and then that it was queer as well, I was like, oh, immediately take. And then I saw that this one is a romance set in a little cafe. I was like, cute, I'll read that. That seems right up my alley. That'll be quite an easy read. So yeah, there's that one as well. And finally, another one that I've started. Daisy Jones and the Six. I want to read this and finish this so bad so that I can continue the TV show on Prime, because I did start it, but then I was like, I'll have to read the book and then come back to the TV show, and that just hasn't happened. I've had this for nearly a year. I think I got it in March last year and just haven't progressed because lost motivation, and then started reading A Little Life. But I've also got the audiobook for this one, so I think I'll listen to the audiobook as I read as well, because apparently it's got like voice actors in it, which love. So yeah, very much want to get this done. And there's also some other books that I wanna, like I do have, I'm not gonna grab them, but I do have that I wanna have completed this year. I'm going to challenge myself to read War and Peace. It probably won't happen, but I own it, I have it, I'm gonna try. And then the Hunger Games series, which I've never read the Hunger Games series, and that shocks everyone, but I've watched all of the films. So I've got the books. I'm quite a lot into the first one. So I need to complete the Hunger Games basically. I will finish all of the Hunger Games books this year, determined. And then also Normal People, because I started the TV show and I was like, oh, I'll read the book and then come back to the TV show. Never happened. So it's going to happen. It will happen. I'm determined for it to happen. Yep, so that's my TBR, and that's the first video. I hope you enjoyed. This is so awkward, but there's gonna be like theatre vlogs and stuff, reading vlogs and stuff, because that is just my forte. I'm seeing a show next week. It's Book of Mormon for the 3rd time in a month, so that'll be a video 100%, and hopefully there will be an in memoriam reading vlog, even though I have already started it, but this is getting a reading vlog. I love it so much, so